Hello and welcome to the VCR podcast with me, Mike Trower, your videography expert. Today I'm going to be talking to you about what it's like to be working as a videographer or a content creator during the half term and what you should prioritise before it all goes downhill. Right, so all parents know how difficult it is to work when children are around. And I want to just share my take on this as a videographer or video editor or video coach, depending on which category you want to put me in. So what I do is I try to film everything that I need filming before the half term. And then I can spend the mornings of the half term editing, and the afternoons can be spent entertaining the children because that's when they are at their most liveliest, I have found. So in the mornings, they can have some snacks, they can watch a bit of telly, they can have their half an hour on their screen time, they can do the jigsaws, do the drawings, they love the drawings, Lego, cars, Barbies, all of that stuff in the morning. Then we'll have lunch, and then they'll fight, and then in the afternoon, we can then head out to a local farm or the beach or the park or anywhere else that we've got planned. So today what I've been doing is editing a little bit of my website this morning, and then it's 11 o'clock-ish now. So I'm just going to film this, just do a 10-minute podcast or vlog. Then I'm going to be heading out after I've edited this and popped it up online. I would never take my children to a video shoot for a few reasons. One, obviously it's not professional. Two, they would ruin everything. Three, they're interested in everything, so they will want to know exactly what's going on, exactly who's who, why things are there, what colour this is, why is that over here, what does this button do, what's that wire for, and all the other questions you could absolutely imagine to do with video. So I just don't take them. It's too hard work, and it's just not, I just can't do it. So what I try to do is film everything that I need to film first, and then I can edit, because then they can just go and play, I can do a little bit of editing, and then everything's sorted. Obviously, during the holidays, you've got to prioritise your time. There needs to be a set amount of time for work, set amount of time for play, set amount of time for housework and all the other bits and pieces that you need to do. My partner works full-time in her business. She finishes at about 4 o'clock, so then we can do something else then. So we'll head out about just after midday and do a few hours of wearing out the children. Then we'll come back and then we'll head out again later on, just for an hour or so, just for a little walk with the dog. So there's all lots of different things that are going on, and it's hard work to prioritise. But when you're trying to schedule content for your business, you can't then film this unless it's a part of your brand. You can't then film with your children in the background. I bring in my children to my brand. They are what got me into video because of the YouTube show that we used to have together. So I don't mind them making appearances in my content. But what I try to do is plan everything before, film everything before, so that all of the things that I need to be in the right mindset for are all done beforehand. So then when I'm with the children and I'm getting aggy at the children, when that changes my mindset, that's just for editing and that's just for posting. That's not for actual content creation. When there is something that you've got in front of you which could change your mindset, like feeding children or, got to stop everything because you've got to go and put the oven on and cook stuff, which is fine, but that should be your priority. So your content needs to come before. So do that last week. So my content that's for this week and next week was created last week, apart from this podcast, which I like to keep relevant and do every week. Create all the content that you need the week before the holidays, so that you can go into the holidays with everything made so you just have to post it. If you actually have one-to-one client work that you need to do, just make sure that the kids are out of the way, they're occupied, or even better still, that somebody else is looking after them. Because it's definitely one of the hardest things to do is to work with your children in the background, unless they are part of your content and your branding. What we need to try and do is get the priority right, pre-plan our content. What do people want during the holidays? Is there a specific thing that I can advertise through the holidays? I mean, we're coming up to Halloween, so is there anything Halloweeny that you can get ready for next week's half term? Because a lot of places in the UK, it's next week where the half term is, not this week where my school's off for 2 weeks. So is there anything that you can do now this week to prioritize for next week so you can get that content created so you're not overwhelmed by everything else that you've got to do? Content is everywhere. You know, the kids give you content. Their content is hyperactivity and colouring and food and all these other things that you've got to do. But you're absorbing their content. You're absorbing content from other things. You're trying to help them with their homework. There's lots of other things that's coming in to completely overwhelm you. And that is what is making your mindset sink. So you're not going to feel like you're acceptable to go and do an online video. So do all of the online stuff, pre-record everything before the half term hits. Then all you've got to do is post it. Better still, schedule it. So then it just comes out and goes. So my advice for this week, or any pre-half term week, is to plan your content, get it done, get it filmed, schedule it, and then all you need to worry about next week is your one-to-one clients. Your posts are already done. You can just worry about your one-to-one clients and being there for your children. Unless you want to send them to a play school thing for a week or whatever. But we don't like to do that. We like to spend the time together. So there we go. That's today's podcast. I hope there's a bit of information in there and a bit of help for you. If you do want any more help, then you can always head over to my group, which is on Facebook, called Don't Just Run It, Become It. It's a free group. You can jump into there and ask me anything. My inbox is always open. If you have liked this podcast, then please subscribe on your podcast streaming software device. Is that a thing? Platform? And if you're watching the video, then there's a way for you. And I will see you on the next one on YouTube, so you can subscribe there as well. And thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.